Hey everybody, I hope you like rain. I hope you enjoyed what we had yesterday. I know it's not good for a lot of you as we are seeing all the pastures underwater and things like that in some spots. In other spots, we didn't see as much rain. I'll show you the haves and the have-nots right now. 79 degrees out at the hospital. It's a little cooler than that officially. I think we're seeing more like mid-70s, but temperature's not going to move because we have the clouds in place and we have those rain showers on the way. There goes a log truck across Toledo Bend and 80 degrees out that way, dew point 75. No one's braving the waters this morning from what I see. And here's why. We have a big blob of showers and not a lot of thunderstorms, really. I mean, it's mainly just heavy rain. I heard a few rumbles of thunder yesterday. Got about 2.4 inches of rain at the house. The airport was over 3 inches. Saw a report here in the comments of 5 inches. So yeah, it's most definitely time for this to stop. And it looks like we have a pretty big day of rain today with at least 1 to 3 additional inches for most rain gauges. And on top of what we've seen in some areas, this could cause some flooding issues. Here's a look at the Lake Charles radar. You can kind of see that twist down there southeast of Houston. There is a weak low pressure forming. There is now a 10% chance this develops, but look at how close it is to land. I don't foresee any big tropical problems, but tropical or not, it's going to bring a ton of heavy rainfall to the area, and we're already seeing that kind of inching into our southern parishes down there, and with new development up into Beauregard Parish, a couple of showers, lighter stuff forming across central Louisiana. It's all going to come together today as it did overnight offshore. Look at that big blow up, and we kind of have that comma look to this whole thing as this low pressure intensifies slowly. Again, it's not going to become a real strong tropical system, but it's going to behave kind of like a tropical depression as this brings a lot of rain as that weak low pressure continues to spin this way. And here's an interesting thing. Now, current wind gusts, not a lot of wind here, 10 to 20 mile per hour winds, but you can see on this as I pulled it back out, you can see that circulation, that surface low that is right there southeast of Galveston. I looked at pressures. They're not terribly low. I looked at wind gusts offshore, about 30 to 35 miles per hour on the peak gusts that I've seen. So that's gusts. That's not sustained. Sustained, it's more like 25. So again, this is behaving like a tropical depression. It's not quite classified as that, and we are going to see a lot of rain, and that's the main story with this one. Where you see the yellow there, that's your rainfall estimates of 2 or more inches. We had the heaviest stuff between Vernon and Rapides and parts of Grant Parish. 2 to 5 inches in some cases fell yesterday. This is in the last 24 hours. Again, I'm a little higher than what they're showing there on the estimate, and the airport, which is west of town or northwest, they had over 3 inches out there in the last 24 hours. So lots of rainfall, and hey, how about this? Let's throw it in there. Igloo Roofing. They are the title sponsor of this channel, and if you could give them a call, they'll get you set up with a new roof, 731-3088. They'll work with your insurance company. They'll talk to, they'll do the hard stuff for you, you know. So you just get in there, get that new roof if it's time, and tell them Nick sent you. It helps us a lot. Okay, mid-70s, future temps back to the weather. We are looking at mid to upper 70s. Come on now. And we're going to see those temperatures just kind of not do much today. We may hit 80 in some spots. If we see sun, that's not necessarily a good thing. With a completely moisture-laden atmosphere, that means we'll just see instability increase and heavier rain later. Low to mid-70s tonight, and yes, a rainy day. How many ways can I say it? Mid to upper 70s, lots of rain, lots of storms, and I'll show it to you. This is what the radar track is going to look like here. Future cast showing big time rain just kind of spinning to the north. We're not looking for severe weather with this, so I'm not really concerned with that. I'll never say never, but you can just see these showers and storms are going to continue to spin through. I think overnight tonight we probably see a little bit of a break, and then everything's probably, it looks like, going to shift a bit more toward the southeast as that front starts to move in from the north and kind of channel things out that way. And man, they're going to get just absolutely plastered with rain. New Orleans, Homa, Grand Isle, Venice, that area, probably another 4 to 8 inches of rain. I think more like 1 to 3 up here. I don't foresee a big flash flood threat, but if we see what we saw again yesterday with those high rates, we could see some problems, at least in isolated areas. And then tomorrow's flood risk pretty much shifts to the southeast of the area. And as I've been saying, the severe threat is really low. And you'd think that I'm coming to the end of the forecast. That's just not true because we still have a lot of tropical stuff to talk about and all that. So it's just that time of year. We got a lot to go on here. 1 to 3 inches for our area. Less rain as you head toward Shreveport, more toward Lafayette, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, southeast Louisiana. Again, 4 to 8 inches of rain. 1 to 3 up this way, and it really, really looks like we are going to see Just a ton of rain. So here's a look at the tropical Atlantic, more like the Caribbean here. There's stuff out in the tropical Atlantic I'm not really concerned with. This is that system, and again, I do that thing where I can activate my arrow here. All right, this right here, this is the system we're watching. I'm not really concerned until this gets out here. And then there are some indications that we could see some development. And if that happened, it could kind of run that western side of the Gulf and come up toward the north. Now, I'm not really concerned about this at this point. The model trends indicate a little bit of a chance of this happening. I think we could see some rain in about, what is it now, 6-7 days from now, 6-7 days. That's when we're really going to be watching this, and we'll see what happens with it. We'll see if that does become a coherent tropical system, and if it does, then there is that chance that runs up this way. But there are so many hurdles to overcome. And look at all these yellow blobs. I thought these would all be hurricanes at the beginning of the season because it looked like it was going to be crazy. Look at this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even we'll count that one in the Pacific, 6. So 5. I don't know if I've ever seen 5 yellow areas. They even highlighted this one with 10% chance for development out there in the northwestern Gulf of Mexico. While I don't think this gets a name, it's 10% chance. And then down here, that's the area I'm really going to be watching. Probably by the time we get late into the weekend, we'll have this across the Yucatan, and we can really see what's going to happen with that. But for now, no real big concerns, but it's something to watch. Lots of rain today, lots of rain tomorrow morning, I think. That 90%, I think it's going to be cleared out by the time if you have high school football games you're going to or something. I don't think we're going to see a big problem with that tomorrow night. The weekend, it doesn't get better than that, I don't think. I guess it can a little bit, but look at those lows. 58 on Sunday and Monday morning. There is one GFS ensemble member that's totally off the board, and I'd never tell you the most extreme solutions I see, but this one's kind of fun, that brings our low on Monday morning down to 50. That would be perfectly fine with me. Overnight lows in the 50s, coming back into the 60s. We're in the 80s pretty much throughout the forecast, apart from the 70s today because of all the clouds and rain. But, that's a real legitimate 81 with full sun and low humidity on Sunday. You've got to get outside, even if it's for just like 5 minutes. Scattered storms return by the middle of next week, and then we'll be watching the tropics. Hopefully we won't, but that's kind of what I'm thinking is what will be looking that way as moisture tries to kind of channel up this way, or we get that potential tropical system to develop down there. Chances of that now at 30%. I see no reason to diverge from that. Temperatures near or slightly above normal, upper 80s, low 90s, not that bad. This is your September 13th to the 19th outlook. And then it looks like everything is going to kind of get shoved off to the east after whatever happens in the Gulf happens, and we kind of transition back to some dry time, which by then I think we're going to be just fine with. I think you'd be just fine with it today if we saw some dry time out there, because any sort of drought that has come about in the state over the last week, we saw the D0, the abnormally dry, take over. We saw some areas get classified into that drought. I think this is going to be the very brief drought of 2024 as the rain has started to fall once again. Yes, look at those 58s. They're beautiful. It's perfect. I'm so excited. I'm going to get out of here for now. If we see any flooding stuff kind of start to materialize, I'll go back live if necessary. But again, no real severe threat in the forecast for today. So that's your good news. Tom will be on later this afternoon, and we'll be watching it all and hopefully just watching a nice gentle rain that keeps these temperatures down. I will see you back here tomorrow, Friday. We excited about that? I am. All right, see you then.